Round number 4. We got Tim P versus Sultan L. Very stoked to see what this matchup is. We just picked table 1 for this round, so these players are both undefeated.
Yes, I talked to Sultan L yesterday, actually, a fair bit. He told me what he was playing, and I think it's Diva Hero.
Okay, yeah, we haven't seen that today, and I love that deck. I like covering that deck. A lot of decision trees.
Yeah,
so
that deck is super fun. It's very versatile. It just won at YCS Dortmund.
Yes.
Yes.
Keegan put out a video on his YouTube channel.
Which you guys are maybe watching on here? Potentially watching on here? Who knows? You might be watching the VOD up on Versus Games YouTube channel, actually.
Oh, okay, we got a field center. These are some modern players here.
They're doing this to troll me.
They gotta be trolling.
They gotta be trolling. I swear. He's fried.
Now, Sultan, no stranger to the competitive scene. I have seen him at various YCSs and North American World Championship qualifier events in the past. So definitely someone to look out for. Happy to see him 3-0 here.
I do see the e-call there in his deck.
I saw the e-call.
I wonder if he's taking inspiration from that first place Dortmund list. But yeah. You know, actually, he might be playing Diva Hero B.
Yes. Let me see if we can get a look here.
Because I saw an e-call.
Okay, great. We saw e-call and Roto, so that doesn't tell us everything, but
that's true. Are we getting a... Sif says the Lad Mat is Pog, and I am inclined to agree. Konami knocked it out of the park.
What's feature?
Lad Mat.
Table
Table
1.
1. I put them on already. Well, you told me not to, so
Oh,
I didn't grab the deck lists.
Oh, then I...
Don't worry about the deck list.
You don't need them?
Yeah,
No.
we're
Yeah,
good.
Thank you.
I thought the guy was the same dude, but it wasn't.
We're good.
All right.
How many rounds? Today we were playing 8 rounds into a cut to top 16, so 12 rounds total in this tournament. You're going to get the highest quality Edison action available. 166 likes and 230 watching. Definitely could get those numbers up. I agree, Stealth Ninja. I completely agree. How is the tournament going? It's going great.
It's going amazing so far.
I've had an amazing time. Just meeting everyone. Everyone I've talked to has been very kind. Everyone I've talked to has been just awesome. Just ate some food.
Yeah.
Some
Tendies.
some chicken tendies. You just had some food too.
I did just have some food. My food wasn't as good as the tendies, but that's okay. I always regret not getting tendies, you know?
Every time I see tendies, I'm like, damn, I could have had. I mean,
Yeah.
darn, I could have had tendies.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Okay, they're drawing their opening hands. On one side, I see a card that I hope I don't see. You know what I'm thinking I'm seeing.
Crush
right?
card virus, am I right?
No, it looks like an Altart Stratos. I could be wrong, though. I sincerely hope I don't see the Altart Stratos. Is that what I'm seeing? I can't tell. It might have just been the glare.
You have me anxious now. That's an instant DQ, I think.
Yeah, using the Altart Stratos,
Yeah.
yeah. Very disgusting.
Okay. Into the instant future fusion. So this is already starting off well for Sultan. Everybody knows the power level of this card. Your chances to win the game go up significantly if you do this uninterrupted on the first turn.
He's sending Stratos, so that's like basically telegraphing Call of the Haunted, right?
Call the Haunted, or he has a good amount of back row and wants to play Ocean on turn 1.
Yeah, that could be it too. And it's also telling that the back row is not Hero Blast.
Right.
Because you could get the Hero Blast live immediately by sending Alias off of your Future Fusion here. Now, normally for Future Fusion in this format, you do have to reveal. That being said, there's only one fusion you can reveal here,
Yes.
and that is Elemental Hero Absolute Zero.
Yes, this is not illegal or anything. It's just understanding between two players.
Yeah, they're just shortcutting a bit, saving some time, which, as we saw earlier, can come up if
It
people
matters, yeah.
want to take their time. And speaking of taking his time, he definitely sent the Stratos. I like, honestly, personally, like thinking through the whole turn before you decide what to
Yes,
send off Future
I do
Fusion.
too. That is something that I didn't learn until way later. You know, I mean, it is something that comes up, especially just gives out more information to your opponent. So,
Yes. I agree. Here comes Diva into Gilman. That Future Fusion is ascending now. It's gaining some laser power. I don't know what is happening. Yeah, what is happening in the Future Fusion there? Is that like...
alt art future fusion?
It's like a different dimension Future Fusion. You see the way it's like interacting with the camera? That's crazy. That's the weirdest glare I've ever seen. Android's going to be summoned. End phase, he's going to gain 600 life points. Sultan's going to go up to 8,600 life points.
And I'm going to have to assume that that is a Call of the Haunted. Otherwise, I'm very confused, right?
Yeah, because like, what else could it be? That being said, does Sultan know that if he chains Call of the Haunted on Stratos, it will miss timing? So Heavy Storm here is is actually pretty good. It's just a solid 2 for 1. If Sultan elects not to go for Call of the Haunted immediately in the draw phase. Okay, Substitute activate. So it looks like we've got Frogs. Frogging off.
Frogging off.
Versus Diva Hero Beat. What do you think about this matchup?
I'm not thrilled if I'm either of them. I feel like both of these matchups are, I don't want to use the A word, but I'm going to. I feel like it's kind of annoying for both sides. They're both what I would consider, hate to kind of talk negatively about these decks. They're both very powerful, but they're both like quote-unquote dirtily decks, right? So a lot of it has, it's about the patience level of the player, how aggressive they can tilt, they can pivot when it's their turn to play aggressive. Matters a lot, I feel like.
Yes. How you handle the pivot, especially as the hero player playing into Frogs, because you got to be careful of those key pivot cards that we saw in the previous match, Tragodia, Gores.
Yes, enemy controller off a Treeborn Frog. Something as simple as that, you get Caius, and suddenly you're really on the back foot here. I do have to say that I do like the Frog matchup more. That might be a little controversial.
You like the Frog side of it?
I do like. I would prefer to be on the Frog side of this, but I don't really think either player is happy to see the other matchup.
If the Frog player can gain control of the game and not take too much damage, it's pretty much inevitable.
Yeah.
But if the Hero Beat player can deal like an early 4,000 plus, and then maybe leverage a big Miracle Fusion Diva turn later on, I could see it. You definitely want to be playing the aggressor role as the Diva Hero deck.
Yes.
And the Frog player, you want to slow the game down as much as possible.
Like you said, there it is.
There's that boy.
Just how we drew it up. One ultimate rare Tragodia.
So that's a second Gilman in play. Looks like Sultan is playing the 2 Gilman.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to attack for 1,700. Tim is going to drop to 63.
And the Tragodia is sitting at 2,400, is that right? Or is it 3,000?
I believe it's 2,400.
Okay.
The Regeki break is set in the back row.
That's right.
So that would be 6 total cards on the second turn of the game. Sultan thinking a fair bit right now. He's got a Miracle Fusion in hand. We don't know what else he's got. He's going to pass the turn, gain another 8,600, or gain another 600, and go up to 9,200.
92.
Okay, Regeki Break going to hit the back row. Discarding Swap Frog, so that's the
Of
Swap
course,
Frog.
yeah.
Here comes Chain Call of the Haunted. This is, again, going to make the Stratos miss timing. He's not going to be able to search here.
Let's see if they know.
We better get a clarification
I
on
think he
this.
knows.
I think he knows, yeah.
Yeah.
Stratos
Okay,
is going to
cool.
miss timing, and then... Yep. So the reason that works, missing the timing in general, is because Stratos says when this card is summoned, you can activate this effect. And since that requirement is met Chain Link 2 or higher, you can't activate that effect. It's activation requirements, when they're met in the chain, determines whether or not something misses timing. And that's basically what I was saying. He should have probably just done it.
He should have just snapped it off, yeah. Especially when all your opponent did was just Tragodia anyway.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here comes Caius off the Treeborn. This can target down the Android. The Trag is still stronger than the Gilman, but Absolute Zero is coming.
Yeah, this was perhaps a little bit of a scary play here. I do think I see a Typhoon in Tim's hand, and if so, then this is going to be a bit of a blowout. And I'm noticing here Sultan's kind of low on cards as well. So something as simple as, granted, the Tragodia is going to go down, right, to 1,200, so it could probably just get beat over, but 2,400 is a big attack stat for the hero deck, unless they can find one of their key power cards here.
Yeah, we do know he has 1 Miracle Fusion in hand. I did see him with 1 Miracle, so that's going to be his comeback card here, but we've gotten down to that 0 resource game.
Yeah.
And I think Frogs does a little bit better in the zero resource game once they have that Treeborn down.
I think so too, yeah. Any Monarch off the top is real. Is that a Gorse?
It's a Ghost
I
Rare
see a
card.
Ghost Rare card,
It
yeah.
could be an Honest. It could be a
Oh,
Gores.
yeah.
I'm not really certain.
Honest is much more likely, I feel like, but I have deck from when the deck first, quote unquote came out.
Cameron Saunders top 8'd the first RBET IRL in Fullerton with Gores in his Diva
Yeah.
Hero Beat deck. So it's not
the craziest thing, yeah.
not the craziest thing. Thank you to Sam, who says our commentary is exceptional.
Thank you so much, Sam. Appreciate it.
Very, very sweet. You're doing great, Steve.
Thank you.
You're doing great. I'm not doing so great.
Keegan trusted me with this. I haven't commentated anything in over 10 years.
You
so-
trusted me with this. I don't know what you're talking about. You should not have trusted me. I'm the problem one here.
You're doing great.
Okay.
All right.
Normal Ocean, that's going to pump up the 0.
That is really key here that he had a second monster to kill the Trigodian. Now, of course, Treeborn Frog is still in the graveyard, so Monarchs matter. But, I mean, you have to hit the Ab-Zero, right? So...
Yeah, and then the Ab-Zero blows up the Monarch, and then the
Yeah.
Ocean is bouncing back that
That's
Stratos.
right.
And, you know,
did he have to exile the Stratos with Miracle Fusion, or did he have another hero? I actually didn't catch that. I think the Stratos...
The Stratos might be exiled. Yeah, you're right. In the Lost Zone.
In the Lost Zone.
Yeah. PogChamp.
The Banishing Pile.
So he's going to take some damage there. He took 600 damage over the Caius, so Tim is going to drop down to 5,700 life points. Treeborn Frog's going to come back. And here comes...
Stratos of his own. Okay, so this is Hero Frogs, not just Frog Monarchs. I was starting to think it was just Frog Monarchs.
Yeah, but we are getting the Hero Frog swag. A little bit of a Miracle Mirror.
So here, it's looking here like they're just trying to clear the ocean so they don't get the immediate plus.
Is there anything to plus off of? If you had to
Right.
manage the Stratos?
Yeah, if the Stratos is in the graveyard, it doesn't even matter that much. I guess he's just trying to set up for a different play here. He could Miracle Fusion crash, blow up both boards. That's not really somewhere I feel like I want to be, though.
Yeah. I feel like if you're Tim, things are looking kind of tough because you've taken that initial hit. You're not quite in like the
You're in the red
Miracle
zone,
Alias, OTK zone, but you're not happy because your opponent's at 9,200 and you have to clear 0.
That's right.
And you have like 3 cards. So, I don't know.
I kind of like this play better because you're in no threat of dying, particularly because you have the Treeborn Frog in play. So I don't hate doing this, setting up for maybe next turn, thinning your deck a couple cards here, and then just trying to go for something a little bit next turn. Maybe you draw a Raigeki Break and clear the Ab-Zero that way, and then follow up with your own Miracle Fusion. Really put Sultan on the back foot.
That being said, Tim is going to take 1,200 damage here, drop down to 4,500. Because Treeborn Frog that he did leave in play did pump up that Stratos.
That's right. Or the Ab-Zero, right?
Or Ab-Zero,
Yeah.
Sorry, the Ab-Zero, yes. Thanks for catching that. And now 4,500 is actually kind of that, like, danger life total. It's like, not quite Alias plus Absolute Zero, but pretty darn close.
Yeah, and now the last thing you want to see if Crew Tim is a back row, right? Because, leading up to this turn, you had a plan, right? You wanted to tribute over this Treeborn Frog and kill the Ab-Zero. But now you got to be worried about what that is. That could just be GG if it's something, something like a bottomless trap hole.
Yep, and here comes a Malicious Edge that he had searched for last turn. This can run over the Absolute Zero if the back row doesn't do anything, but even if it does something, I mean, the Absolute Zero is going to blow up that Malicious Edge.
That's right.
Tim's sitting here at 0 with almost a 100% life point deficit compared to...
And how much damage was that coming across the table? Was that 200?
100.
100.
Yeah, so Sultan's going to drop down to 9,100. Negligible difference.
Yes, I would say.
Yeah. And here comes E-Call, getting that big boy Alias in play.
Yeah, we have to assume here that the back row is chainable, otherwise you lose access to your Treeborn Frog.
Yes. Honestly, very unfortunate for Sultan that he has to E-Call for an Alias here and not a Stratos, because he did send that Stratos, but Alias is going to be good. We did see a Hero Blast in his hand, so that could potentially be his set card. We don't know. And then he also has that Ghost Rare card, whatever that could be.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that. I'm starting to think it was just an Honest.
I could see it.
A Gores would have come down before, I feel like. Well, I mean, I guess he was living on the edge of the Absolute Zero for a few turns here, so maybe not.
So now the set card on Tim P's field is Torrential Tribute. Do you activate it here?
It really depends on what the rest of my hand looks like. I'm inclined to say no, but if your hand's not getting any better...
Well, if you don't activate it, you don't get Treeborn.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, we're using it.
Does he have my body as a shield? What's
No
he looking at
way,
his hand?
right?
For?
Yeah.
That would be insane. Imagine. That would be a crazy card to have. Like a good one, for sure, but...
Card gets memed on a lot, but every time I see it resolve, I guess getting it to resolve is the problem.
1,500 is also fine.
Yes, very steep, very steep. Not for Sultan sitting at 9,100, but...
Here comes the Hero Blast. He's explaining priority phase passing, and that Hero Blast is going to get turned face down because he does have priority here to summon the Junk Synchron. He's targeting Swap Frog. Now Sultan can activate that Hero Blast if he wanted to. He is going to Hero Blast, and I believe he's going to target the Junk Synchron now.
You have to, right?
Yeah. Or not target. Does it target? I don't think it targets.
No, but you have to target the Junk Synchron, otherwise he gets to bounce it back. And then that just starts a whole chain of really bad events for this guy.
Pass the turn.
Yeah. It's going to bounce itself back. Yeah, I don't hate that. Card quantity, like we talked about earlier, really important.
Take your +1s where you can get them.
Yeah.
That's a solid play from Tim. I like it. Does shoot the draw from Sultan. Gonna make that bounce back look silly.
Yep, a little bit. It's okay, though. It's okay.
That is a does shoot, right?
Yeah.
All right. Alias attack the Treeborn. Generally speaking, don't want to attack there. Here comes Alias. And here comes Trap Dush, or not Trap, Alias, Treeborn Frog.
Treeborn Frog into a trap dust shoot here.
Yes.
All right. Well, this is awkward. Working
Yeah.
with a whole lot of nothing here.
I think you just take a swap. Yeah, it looks like that's what he took.
I hope Sultan is not writing down the cards in his opponent's hand. That is not allowed at today's tournament, unfortunately.
Yeah, that is should be noted by the judge that that's not a legal thing. I don't think it's that big of an issue. I'm sure they'll just give him issue him a warning.
Especially in this game state, it's not going to
Yeah, it's
matter
like
too
one
much.
of the,
But
is he not going to be able to remember swap frog
Right.
enemy controller? Like, but we'll just make sure that that's not what is happening.
Right,
here.
right.
Yeah.
it looks like it wasn't honest. It wasn't. It ended up not being a ghost rare, but it isn't honest. I guess there was just
Yeah.
some pretty savage glare there.
That is crazy. No, there is still that ghost rare card on the far left.
Oh, so
what is
is
that?
it a Gores then?
Yes.
Gores? I
has
guess,
he
right?
not leveraged
He
his
hasn't
Gores?
really had that much of an opportunity to play it.
True, he's at 9100.
Yeah.
He hasn't taken any.
He took 100, but that was over a creature. Yeah, so
Yeah.
unlikely.
Hasn't had an opportunity to drop the Gores. That's
Yeah.
what I
It's going to be backbreaking here with how much incremental advantage he's gained.
I think Sultan is poised.
Oh yeah, I like this.
Poised.
I love normal summon honest.
Yes. And we're gonna see some damage get dealt here.
Yeah, absolutely.
I believe that's another 1900.
Just 19, yeah.
Yep.
So Sultan,
Tim takes 1900 damage here, dropping down to 2600.
oh, looks like the judge is intervening here. Just really quickly to remind the players there's no note taking for today's event. Shouldn't result in anything crazy. Maybe GRV, nothing crazy at all.
Yeah, just a warning,
Yeah.
reminder. Stick to the code of conduct here.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's one of those things where it's like, I don't think it's.
Especially in this game state, like we said, yeah.
It's really not that big of a deal.
Yep, using the effect to bounce back honest.
In the chat, James says, let's get some weights at the next IRL RBET reps in between rounds to keep the testosterone up. Honestly, yeah, that's a good idea.
It's already really hot in here. You'd probably burn a lot of calories.
I'm freezing. I'm such a lizard person. It's not even funny. Are you hot? Are you sweating?
Some people say I'm part penguin, yeah.
Okay, I see it. That's why you're the value.
Yeah, I'm keeping the
advocate.
bird theme alive, actually, is really what it is.
Yeah.
Another 1900 coming across,
Nope.
Sultan takes 100,
Someone
yeah.
takes 100 running into that dupe frog. I was wondering when those 2,000 defenders were
Right,
gonna
yeah.
show up. Yeah, exactly. Very interesting. Very interesting. Someone says, why is note taking not allowed? That is the Konami official tournament policy. That's why. And this is an OTS sanctioned event.
This is an OTS sanctioned event, yes. So it is 2010 card mechanics, rulings, that sort of thing. But for tournament policy, we are required to use 2023 tournament policy.
Yes. You know what's crazy is I don't think we've seen a duplicate deck on stream thus far. 4 rounds in. Have we?
I don't think so, actually. That's pretty awesome.
That's
Yeah.
pretty crazy. 8 different decks.
Swiss rounds are halfway over in 8 different decks. That's awesome.
Yeah, really, really cool.
All right, what do we have coming here? Looks like a Miracle Fusion in hand. That's going to be a pretty good blowout here. Because even if you do have Gemini Spark, are you using it here anyway?
Probably just to clear the dupe.
Right.
Yeah, probably just to clear the dupe. But I don't know. This is
Yeah.
a big miracle. You can banish that alias, as well as. Are we not banishing the alias?
There's no way he has lethal, right?
Sultan's at 9,000. Why did he enemy controller take the alias? Maybe he has a way to tribute it.
Maybe, yeah.
What is that card on the left of the swap frog in his hand? It's another. It's a tree.
It looks like a. I thought it was Treeborn Swap were the last 2 cards. Yeah.
And why did we take the alias here?
So Treeborn Special Swap. Okay.
So this is 1,000 from swap, 1,900 from alias. That's 2,900.
It's 3,000.
How big is the absolute zero? It's 3,500.
55.
It's not big enough.
It's not. And then what? I suppose at the end of turn he'll bounce back the alias, make it kind of awkward for his opponent. He's just probably trying to set up a 2-turn clock, but I don't think all of this was necessary if he wanted to do that. Granted, he knows about the honest.
I actually don't hate this, but there's.
Oh gosh. Well, never mind.
I do hate it.
We overcomplicated it.
I'm gonna say Mirror Force has overperformed all day on stream. Yeah. It's been like that card. It almost stopped the Christia earlier. It stopped so many of these like.
Yeah. Oh, and a Miracle Fusion off the top here.
Dude, he's drawn
very
well.
Good.
Yeah, he's drawn
powerful
very
duelist,
well
as we say around
Future
here.
Fusion Double Miracle. You cannot complain about that being in the top third of your deck. He's got that alias to banish as well as the Ocean if he wants to. Very, very nice.
Priority is, in fact, a thing in this format, yes. A very relevant thing in a lot of situations.
Yes. I actually talked about this with someone recently, but the format would be so unbelievably different without priority.
Yeah.
Bottomless Trap Hole would be insane. It would be like literal Solemn Judgment, but with no cost.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if the format would be better without it. I think the format actually needs it to be as balanced as it is.
Yeah, I mean, and even, like, that conversation can go so many ways, too, right? Like, let's just keep it authentic, keep it to how it was in the time period.
Yeah, let's not try to get custom with it, because that's a rabbit hole
Yeah.
nobody ever wants to go down.
Does anyone in chat remember where they were when they took priority from us?
I remember where I was.
Me too.
Small local in the Midwest. Okay. Absolute Zero's going to attack over the Dupe Frog, but why did we summon the Honest here?
Good question. I mean, it doesn't matter really at the end of the day.
The Dupe Frog should search the deck. I would search the deck here just to thin it.
Yes.
Because you need to draw into something that deals with the Absolute Zero. If you don't draw into something that deals with the Absolute Zero, then you've certainly lost.
I was eating Cold Stone. All right, Ashley Minix. All right.
God damn it. I'm never going to live it down.
Yes, I remember. Fetus. Okay, all right.
Born yesterday. As
I'm getting trolled here.
Yeah, that's true. I love how he said it. He just said fetus.
Fetus, yeah.
It's funny. It's a funny way of saying, like, I was a child.
Yeah.
It's a Ghost Honest.
It was a good. So I guess he had 2, huh?
Yeah, one.
Is he giving
ghost,
away the
one
information
ghost.
here?
He is.
Yeah, because his opponent knew about the other one, right?
He just wanted to show off the ghost one on camera.
I guess so. This is a really, really annoying stall tactic. Honestly, it falls into this weird... Oh. Interesting. Does he have another 2,000 defense monster in his hand?
No, he has a swap frog.
Okay, see, I like this from Sultan. I was about to bring this up, that he probably needs to just start leaving monsters on board. Start dealing some real damage. His opponent's at 26. Doesn't take a lot from this point.
Yeah, I think this is going to be hard for Tim to win.
Yes.
I don't know. That's the coldest take of all time, but here comes normal Unifrog.
Yep, Unifrog can attack directly, so this back row is not long for this world.
He does have a Regeki break. That'll answer the Absolute Zero. So as long as he can clear the back row here, then he can potentially guaranteedly clear the Absolute Zero and stabilize. But 2,600 when your opponent has double Honest, like,
yeah, he needs to definitely... He needs to draw pretty well. Even if things go his way, he still needs to draw pretty well to come back from this.
And the awkward part about this, too, is you can't even Regeki break till after your opponent, like, does their stuff.
Yeah, otherwise you risk
chain,
another miracle or something. Oh, I mean,
well, if you chain Regeki break and hit Absolute Zero, then you lose your only defender, and you just lose on the spot. Both Gilman are gone, though. He did open up with Gilman, so this is just Diva for another Diva. Or it might not even be that. He might be out the other Diva as well. Oh, yeah. Just no Diva, no other targets.
Yeah.
Boyo Guardian? No.
Interesting.
Right.
This is not enough for lethal, unfortunately.
I don't like this. He's going to target the back row.
Huh.
And he's going to concede.
I see. Did we get the life points wrong? It's possible there was some damage that went
I don't
somewhere.
think we got it. I was pretty
don't
on
think
top
so.
of it.
Yeah, I don't know. Interesting. He did have one draw. He could have drawn Miracle, right?
Yeah, Miracle would have been.
He had a
stabilized,
hero and a
yeah.
water in the grave. I'm not sure. Interesting.
That
Right. Yeah, so
was-
game 1 does go to Sultan here. I mean, we kind of saw it coming.
Wait, how do you normal summon? Yeah, you normal summon Diva, so it's not like you could normal summon the Honest after that and go for guaranteed lethal. You just chain Regular
Yeah.
Break on the Absolute Zero and you live a turn.
Yeah. We'll get the player names fixed here in just a moment here.
Fix that every round because it's a separate source. So
All right, and straight into sideboarding. Sideboarding is, I would say, pretty much known for both players at this point. Everyone has pretty much the same sideboard in these two decks. So what are you bringing in if you're the Frog player?
The Frog player in this matchup is interesting. If you have Snowman Eaters, it's great.
Yes.
If you have them. If you have Super Polymerization, that card is super key, especially because he does have the hero stuff himself. It makes me
Yes.
more likely to believe he has Super Polymerizations. They're absolutely crushing in this matchup. On the other side, on the hero beat side, what does he have, like rugs?
It's really, I feel like it is just Rug pretty much. There's a chance that he's also running Super Poly. Now I don't like it in this matchup personally. I think it's a little bit too high roll, a little bit too cute. There are too many non-hero cards.
Versus the Frog deck?
Versus on Tim's side, yeah.
I think it's fine to bring in because, like, if you just go, like, Stratos, Search, and then they have, like, a dupe block, you can, like, eat one of the dupe frogs and put an Absolute Zero and play with your Stratos. Like, it's not the worst thing.
It's not bad.
I'm
I
probably
also,
siding it in over, like, a Heavy Storm.
Sure,
that,
yeah.
you know?
See, that is another thing that I do like about the Hero Beat deck. It can sideboard as many cards as it wants. It's not one of those decks that's very limited in how many cards you can take out. You can really take out any piece of the deck as long as you keep that core, 7-card engine?
Yeah, it's like Alias plus...
Alias, Stratos, and then the 3 Miracles really is the engine of the deck. So,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Gemini Spark as well, but you can side a lot of cards if you want to. So I don't hate Super Poly Ring. It's definitely, like you said, better than Heavy Storm.
It's interesting that you mentioned how important Spark is to this deck. You can actually probably side that out as well. I wouldn't in this matchup,
Yeah.
but there was actually a Diva Hero Beat deck list that top-aided RBET Moreno Valley that had no
I saw
Sparks,
that,
no
yes.
Hero Blasts, yeah.
I did see that. Crazy person.
Yeah. Really good player. by the way.
Talented duelist, yes.
Very good player. Just he said the synergy stuff was too inconsistent. We're just gonna go Stratos +1 and grind with like all individually impactful cards.
Yeah, and I mean, all your opponents are going to play around it anyway, right? So
Exactly. So it's kind of like the Zero Icarus Blackwing thing that happened
yeah.
a few months ago. Did you ever see that one with the triple
did, yeah.
dark illusion?
The Dark Illusion, yeah.
Yeah.
I like that card. I
So good.
remember that card seeing a lot of play during 2013, right before the Dragon Rulers came out, and everyone was playing like Evil Swarm.
Yes.
That card was so annoying to play around.
Evil Swarm was a deck, man.
Sweet control deck, yeah.
That might be one of my favorite historical decks. Evil Swarm. Aesthetically.
Aesthetically, I mean, yeah, they're sweet.
There's the one that's the 3 materials. Do you remember that one?
Yes, Ouroboros, I think. Yeah,
That's my favorite
That is
one.
a really cool one.
That
The
guy's
corrupted Trishula looking card, yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Really difficult to make, but
Yeah.
cool card. Everyone asking for their homies on
Yeah.
stream. We're just gonna cover whoever we want to, and if your homie ends up here, then
We're doing our best to get undefeated players only. Is really what it is here.
yeah. You know what I just realized also, because we're gaining audio from this, our audio is actually synced up with this.
Perfect.
Yeah, so we've
Excellent.
actually been
Cool.
we've been online.
Good.
I was a little bit nervous at first, but then I was like, wait, I'm silly. Strato Search Evil Guy. That is his legal name.
Yes, that is definitely his God-given name here. And I love this play, specifically from the Frog side. Having an Evil Guy in your hand makes it so none of your plays, even if like they interrupt your Treeborn Frog in some way, you're getting a Monarch off.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically guaranteed, and you'll also get that hero in the grave,
Yeah.
crucially, for your Miracle Fusion. Stratos in play, you are going to lose that Stratos. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Alias runs it over, but it forces Sultan to not go for Stratos turn 1.
That's right.
So,
He might do it anyway and just crash, but I don't like that in this matchup. Sometimes it's fine. I don't like it, though.
yeah, I don't know.
And so he is going for it. Now, we don't know the full contents of his hand. It might matter.
Yes.
Um,
So I see two different rarities of Stratos in play. What is your favorite rarity of Stratos?
ultimate rare Stratos.
Ultimate rare.
Call me a shill, but these ultimate cards, man.
I heard there was an ultimate rare you weren't. so
Oh,
fond of.
well, I don't really want to talk about that on stream, but
Activated. You don't like ultimate value?
I don't like ultimate value. I think it comes from that generation of ultimate rare cards where the picture sometimes is a little bit too muddy. That's all.
I feel
That's
it.
really what it is.
I do like. I'm actually a big fan of the Starlight Rare Stratos.
I like Starlight rare cards as well.
Like I love what they've done with the newer like updated.
Yeah.
Future Fusion again.
Games, dang.
Absolute mad lad.
You know, I've actually always heard this from forever. A friend of mine, Christian Georges. I haven't seen him or talked to him in so long. YCS Atlanta champion, I believe, 2012. He told me after the match when he beat me that I deserved to win, but that to win an event, not only does you have to be very good, you also have to be very lucky. And I actually carried those words with me from like forever.
Yes.
And it is very true. Every tournament I've ever performed well on, I felt like I deserved it, but it was always, part of it is luck. These games have a lot of variance in it, and Sultan is the double Future Fusion guy. That's him.
As of right
He's
now,
him.
He's out here. Now this is definitely one of those decks where Future Fusion, it's good. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like you're not sending like 5 dragons.
No, it's not, but I mean, it really just sets you up for the whole game, and then your opponent does have to deal with it, or it's just a free absolute zero that you didn't even work for. You didn't
Exactly.
use a resource for it.
It's a 1 card.
Yeah, 1 card, but again, like we talked about this a little bit earlier on stream, the value of half cards.
Yes.
People sometimes don't realize that these cards going to the graveyard on the first turn are have value as well.
Yeah, turns on your Miracle, your Hero
Yeah.
Blast, everything is just online, and all your cards that could have potentially been dead are just not anymore.
Yes.
He didn't trade the Stratoses. I don't like that play.
No Treeborn in the grave. I'm inclined to trade Stratoses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just gave him access to a Monarch on your Future Fusion for no reason.
Exactly. Yeah. A little bit of a misstep here.
Yeah. Or let's say he finds Swap Frog, he can summon it, bounce the Stratos. Like he can start doing some cool stuff with it. That's gonna be 100 damage with the alias over the character, and then another 1800. So Sultan should drop to 6100. Big think moment here from Sultan. Really big think moment. Camille says, Keegan said that exact same thing. Yes, I actually stole that from Fraser Smith. Even though he is not here today, his words live on the stream. He says, in order to win a Yu-Gi-Oh event, you're probably good, but you're definitely lucky.
Yes. I guess it's just top players all say that. I guess. Yeah.
You have to be. You probably have to be good.
Yeah. You
going into
have
that.
to be good, but you got to be lucky too. Got to have them both.
Diva into Gilman. That can answer either of these with Android or Catastor.
Let's be real here. There is no honest in Tim's deck, almost assuredly. So I'm inclined to make an Android here.
Imagine that. Just
Android
one
is
out.
also light, so it plays into your own honest as well. He's choosing to go Catastor. I wonder why.
One thing also that I really liked about Sultan's game last game is the amount that Android gained him.
It mattered. It ended up mattering a lot. Granted, he had the Mirror Force that one turn, but that could have been almost a game shot without the extra 1200 life.
Exactly, yeah. So, like, I think not going for the Android here is a little bit sus. Here comes Brain Control.
Okay, so minus 800 on Tim, definitely.
Dropping down to 72. Tim needs to do something about that Future Fusion. Like you said,
Yes.
an extra and absolute zero is coming down.
Okay. So we have an attack with both, it looks like,
Yeah, 1900 direct
and then 22.
and then 22. So that's going to be 4100 damage, dropping Sultan down to
Just a mere 2,000 life.
an evil hero, malicious evil guy.
Malicious Edge coming down here.
That's his name, Malicious Edge. Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Malicious Edge is the boy. He pierces, and he's big enough to at least stonewall the absolute zero if no water gets summoned.
That's right.
But still, for Tim, no frog, no water, I believe.
Yeah, it's been a very strange draw for Tim. If he wins this one, I feel like he's really going to be a steal.
Yeah,
He's really going to steal this one.
And him using the brain control there to out a Catastor makes me think he kind of had to. Here comes absolute zero. I see a D prison in the hand. I see a miracle fusion in the hand. So Sultan's hand is stacked.
Yes.
he's kind of got it all.
Yeah.
This is
at
really
2000
his
life,
game.
it's really, like you said, like you were about to say, it's his game to lose.
Yeah.
If he plays tight, I don't see a way that he doesn't win this game.
He's going to set the D prison, and he's going to maybe hold the position here?
At 2000 life, it's kind of spooky.
Yeah, you're opening yourself up to enemy controller take the 0, forcing the D prison.
Yeah.
If you don't crash trade, but that enemy controller, maybe it's good to force it now while you can stop it. I don't know.
It could just be also enemy controller into, it could be enemy controller into, okay, I like this much more. I was going to say it could be Monarch into just Miracle Fusion too, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Well, it's a 2 for 2.
Yeah, but why did he I guess he just wanted...
Future Fusion's also destroyed. Tim is really on top of the game. He's caught everything. He's caught the Chain Call the Hunted on Stratos. He's caught the Future Fusion being destroyed.
Yes. And look at his posture. That's a man of confidence. This one.
Yeah. He notices his opponent's at 2,000. He's like, okay, I can do this. And that absolute 0 trading with the Mirror Forces, it's what you needed, really. And his life total being high, like, that always favors the Frog decks.
Yes. I was initially not a fan of the normal summon Alias to go for damage on Sultan's side, but looking at how many cards he has and how good his cards are, I agree with his play to summon the Alias.
Yeah, you just gotta, you have the cards, you gotta convert them.
Yeah, and your life total is not doing you any favors here, so you gotta get the game over with.
Yeah. Very interesting. Okay, Miracle Fusion's gonna banish Absolute 0, and I'm assuming
Probably a Diva.
Gilman, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't think Sultan plays a return. I'll say that much.
No, I don't think so either. I'm kind of low on that card. How do you feel about return? In most decks, I mean, in a general sense.
That's tough. That's a tough question because the decks I play it in, fairies and zombies. I like it in
the
those
two decks where it's like a staple, right?
Yeah, but I think
I'm talking about in like decks like maybe this one or Vayu Turbo, decks like that where they can use it and it's not out of the realm of possibility to see it. I feel like it's a little high rolly. I feel like.
I like it in this deck if you have Bubble Man.
Sure.
If you don't have Bubble Man, I don't like it as much because the Bubble Man's more like I'm an OTK.
Yeah. Oh,
and
look at
then
this development here.
Searches the Swap Frog.
Fossil Dyna.
That Dyna.
That is huge. So 12 damage coming across towards Tim. So he's
gonna
down to
drop to
6,000.
6,000.
Yeah. And this is not good. If either of these trap cards are real cards, we are in some trouble if we're Tim.
I think we do see an enemy controller in the hand though, right? Is that what that spell card is?
Let's see here.
It could be Heavy Storm too.
I think it's a Miracle Fusion, actually.
Is it a miracle?
I think so.
My eyesight is. If it is a Miracle Fusion, Tim's getting rocked right now. Attacks with the Absolute 0. There goes another Dupe Frog. Dupe Frog's gonna search, but like.
Yeah, I mean, see, that is the thing with the frog cards, right? There's a lot of cards you can bring in against frogs.
And Tim's body language has changed so much.
Completely.
Look at his face. Yeah, look, he's like sort of sinking down more. Dyna's gonna come across. He's gonna take another 1,200, drop to 4,800.
I'm really not happy to see this Fossil Dyna.
Yeah, he looks visibly frustrated. He's like looking away from the game.
Yeah.
Like trying to get out of this situation. This is the type of body language you'd probably be looking for if you were playing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. There's two ways you can go about it, right? You're either trying to absorb every piece of information you can, or you're trying to not let it affect you.
Yeah.
Depends how susceptible you are to bluffs, right?
Exactly. Big draw here, another Alias, so that's additional pressure if he wants to commit
damage.
it.
And I'm playing it.
I'm playing it.
Absolutely.
There it is.
Yeah.
Slam dunk. Smack that boy on the table. Attack with the Alias too, recognizing that it's probably not another 2,000 defender.
Yeah.
And this
Good
is
play here.
1,200 followed by 2,500, so dropping Tim down to 1,100. Right? Yeah, that's correct.
And he needs to find Heavy Storm into something else right now.
Honestly, don't know what it could even be, and that's a Substitute. That's not going to do it. And here's the hand.
There it is.
Fossil Dyna. Oh, look at that. Beautiful Fossil Dyna.
That Fossil Dyna locks it up.
Sultan doing a great job. Honestly, I think he held it down. He did have the Super Poly
He
set.
did have the Super Poly, yeah. And he recognized himself in being in a very strong position there, too. You could see where we were talking about earlier, where he really pivoted into the aggressor about halfway through that game. He realized he was ahead. He realized his opponent was making desperation plays. He probably read the body language, too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. He was thinking to himself, like, okay, I've got the cards to win this game. What do I possibly
I don't
lose?
want to fumble. Yeah.
Yeah,
At
exactly.
2,000 life, you could die at any moment. You got to really play it super tight.
You have to be careful because sometimes the Frog Hero deck also has their own Dynas.
That's right.
So when he was setting the monsters, he's probably thinking like, oh, what could I attack into that would actually beat me here? And his Fossil Dyna running into another Dyna is like one of the cards that
Yes,
could
it's
potentially
not
get
great.
it.
It's not end of the world, and it's definitely not great.
It would out the 0,
Yeah.
but I think he's still fine even then because he keeps the Dyna initiative. And
that's
so,
right.
I don't know. It's just, there's a lot to think about in those situations. And I think both players played, I think they both played
Yeah.
very well.
That was a good match. That was a
Yeah.
good match. There was a lot of mind games.